Yo, welcome back, guys. Another Alviso for you with the 360 footage. Is it just me? I love this view. I love that I can just move it around. And here I am checking to make sure it's on. I'm still kind of working out the kinks. This is the Insta360 X4, by the way. You can check out a link in the description if you want to learn more. Single camera. Don't have to worry about a rear camera anymore. Pretty sick. I'm stoked on it. How-to video is coming. I'm working on it because 360 footage is hard to deal with. It's hard to capture. But in any case, today we're talking about Alviso. And I listened to your guys' comments. Got a lot of feedback about the first video I posted with the 360 footage. And I'm not so wide this time. It's a little bit more zoomed in. So there's much less distortion, that fisheye distortion. I kind of like this look better. I appreciate the feedback. I read all the comments, you guys. So keep them coming. Fast start here at Alviso. Who's out here? The normal hitters. We have a couple of Thirsty Bear guys. You guys know Blaine. You guys know Jerome. We have Max. We have Timmy. We have sprinters, breakaway riders, a lot more. So let's dive into the footage and see how things play out. But first, a quick reminder about channel sponsor, First Endurance. Just landed, boys. Check it out. EFS Pro Mix. Now available in sour watermelon, my favorite flavor. Why First Endurance, though? Why am I using them this year? Well, they're a performance-oriented company who uses the best ingredients to make us as fast as possible. Let me explain why. We recently made that video, right, where I spoke with the Visma Lisa bike athlete who said that 90 grams of carbs per hour is like the minimum. It only goes up from there. The problem with taking in that many carbs per hour is GI distress. Gives you an upset stomach. Well, with First Endurance, they use the highest quality ingredients in order to allow you to take this huge dose of carbs, legal dope, by the way, without getting that GI distress. That's why I really love their product, especially the Pro Mix that we just talked about. They've had the sour watermelon in their standard mix for a while, but this is good for, this is only 26 grams per bottle. So this is good for your lighter days, your recovery days, your endurance days, but if you're looking to perform at a high level, especially if it's high intensity type stuff like crit racing or interval work, definitely check out the Pro Mix. I'll leave links down in the description. Thanks to First Endurance for sponsoring this video. Now back to the content. And we are still lap number 1, and here goes Blaine with a punishing attack. This is the Thirsty Bear rider. You guys know him. He might be actually getting back from me. I was talking a little smack in the last video about him towing me to the finish line. I won't spoil that video, but I suggest you guys go check it out. But we're lap number 1, and he's putting in a doozy of an attack. And that forces me to have to chase him back. I got a little help here from San Jose Bicycle Club. That's Dennis. And yeah, tailwind. I'm just gonna sit down and just make this effort here because if you're new to this channel, if you're new to the Alviso race, Blaine is one of the hitters. He's one of the guys who can just get away even from this distance we're really on in this race. So I have to just kind of control his gap and close it down, and I'm calling upon the help of some allies here because we're all losing this race right now. This is Max on the front. This is Donald. And real quick about these two guys. They are strong, but they are very aero, which makes them so difficult. I'm behind Donald right here. Donald especially. He's a diminutive guy, but he also is so aero on the bike. It's almost like there's no draft, especially in this tailwind. So you can see, yeah, we're continuing on the effort here. Max also just is a guy who gets incredibly aerodynamic. Really tough to follow them, but I just stay on the front here because you have to keep a good thing going and just make sure, like I said, that we're controlling the gap over to Blaine. And the dangerous thing is when Blaine gets caught because he's got a teammate. So let's see how that plays out. We end up closing the gap down here, pretty close to Blaine, thanks to the help of some adversaries out here, I like to call them. I'm getting arrow in the headwind section here. And I'm just trying to maximize the benefit of the draft. And yeah, he's brought back. Max is kind of dangling off the front, and there's a lull just for a second. And just like I guessed, here goes Jerome. That is Blaine's teammate on the counterattack with Max, and these are two strong riders, so it's like I'm not messing around. I immediately have to close this one down. I favor the right-hand side of the road, and that's because of the left-to-right crosswind. I just want to make sure if there is anybody in my draft that they're also going to have to do some work. So I'm kind of looking back now. Won't blow my nose, but I'm looking back and I'm seeing, okay, where's the counter? And there it is. It's Timmy, and I remember this moment. Yeah, I kind of give Jerome a little smile there. And I'm happy with this. And it's not because I don't think Timmy can go the distance. It's not his typical way to win Alviso. He's won plenty of Alvisos. I don't think they've ever come in a solo breakaway like this. They've always come in a sprint. So him by himself off the front is not a Thirsty Bear counterattack. They're kind of forced to do work off the front. You can see Jerome now pulling. I'm kind of playing the game of chicken. And I'm just going to try to drift back and enjoy a little bit of draft while we have Timmy off the front. And so here we are about 5 minutes later, maybe 1 or 2 laps later out here at Alviso. I'm resting hard, guys. I've drifted back into the cheap seats here. The draft is good. You can see the heart rate's come down. The power's not super high. That's because we still have Timmy off the front. And I'm trying to like lean on these other riders to do work. But you see up the road here on the right, this is Max kind of pulling away from the peloton with Jerome in tow. Dangerous combination. And this is the drawback of falling back and catching a good draft is you miss out on moves like this. Like I was back here, they caught me sleeping, and now they're off the front by just a few seconds. But like Blaine's in front of me, he's not going to chase teammates, right? So I know that eventually this is going to have to be dealt with, and I'm looking around, and I'm kind of in the hot seat for dealing with it. So it's just a matter of time before Blaine kind of shuts it down. It looks like right through here, Blaine's going to shut it down. Am I remembering this right? Oh, maybe I'll get a little help from San Jose. Yeah, I mean, like an ideal situation is I am not wasting the energy out in the wind here. I'm just trying to stay in the wheels as long as possible. Let's see if I can't remember exactly how this plays out, but that's a dangerous move. I know that sitting here in my desk chair that's a dangerous move, especially if they link up with Timmy, who you can see is still up there by maybe 1 or 2 seconds in front of Max and Jerome, and then it's back to us, and I get the elbow flick from San Jose, and yeah, it looks like I am going to do the effort here. In the headwind, a little bit rough. I'm going to put my head down and get arrow here. And just try to do a measured effort here across to these guys. If I let those 3 connect and they start working together, it's the type of thing where I'd be kicking myself later on in this race, and I could be losing this race if I let that happen. So it's just, this is like a necessary expenditure and energy, and that's part of the success of bike racing, is like identifying those moments when, okay, yes, right now I have to use the energy, whereas if it was not Thirsty Bear up the road, then I would probably sit back and make sure that Thirsty Bear is doing their fair share of the chasing. But yeah, in any case, still kind of favoring the right-hand side of the road here, and I'm looking back, and I'm just checking for the counterattacks. Will one come? I'm anxious right here sitting down in my office looking at a computer screen. I suspect that Blaine is going to try to put a big old monster counterattack in, because that would be the move. He's right behind me. Yeah, there he goes. It's a little bit predictable, but I mean, that's rough. It looks like I have to let that one go. Am I going to do anything about it? I can't remember how this plays out, you guys. Looks like I'm going to get a little help from Max. This is great. Oh, it's so fast right here, though. I'm hurting. Yeah, I'm hurting. I can tell. The power's high, the heart rate's high, and I can tell from my face right here that I'm feeling it. And I'm not even really closing this gap down to Jerome. Jerome's riding so strong right now. He just won a couple of races. But I really have to get into the draft here. Just a couple more feet makes a pretty big difference, even though we're in a tailwind. And yeah, it looks like, no thanks to me, it looks like Blaine is brought back because of this pull that Timmy did and the pull that Max did. And it's actually not over, because Blaine gets brought back. He was kind of hanging his head. He's tired. Jerome swings out wide. Max just took that big pull. And yeah, like I was gritting my teeth a second ago. But look, when I'm tired and I was in the draft, that means these other people are even more tired. So it's like, this is the moment, right? Guys, it's if you're hurting, everyone else is hurting. This is the moment. So I send this probing counterattack. I isolated the 2 Thirsty Bear guys. They had both just done a hard turn out in the wind. They were both tired. So I send it, and I have a passenger, which is great, because I don't want to go this distance by myself. I have red shirt here, and I check back. I see him there. And look, this is important, guys. If you're riding a breakaway, you have to commit to it. Like, if I already threw an elbow right here and like, hey, pull through, it's your turn, it might not work, because you really have to like demonstrate that you're willing to make this work, and you really have to commit the energy to open that gap, especially early on. If you can open up, 5, 10, 15 seconds, especially if you can get out of sight from the peloton. It's like out of sight, out of mind. You can really do some damage. The peloton will give up. You really take the spirit out of the chase. And look at the gap we have already. See, I'm checking the gap, and then there goes the elbow flick. So I've ridden with this guy. I'm sorry, I don't know your name. But I know he's strong. I know he's breakaway material. I know he's got the horsepower to make this happen. And also he's a fantastic draft. He's the opposite of what I was talking about with Donald and Max earlier. This guy's big. He's got a nice draft, especially in the headwinds. So we're gonna roll this. And right away, I'm already kind of noticing, see the speed's not quite as high, and I'm already noticing, I mean, maybe he's tired. Like, he chased me down. There's the elbow flick. So it was a short, kind of soft pull, and already I'm like, okay, well, maybe he can recover a little bit. I'll take a longer pull here, and that's what I do. You can see I'm taking a longer pull, and then I flick him through, and he takes a slightly softer, slightly shorter pull, and that would be the theme for the rest of this breakaway, which is frustrating because I told him a few times, like, hey, we got to roll a little bit faster. And look, it's a bike race. Like, he can do whatever he wants. He doesn't have to pull at all. But in my view, if you've committed the energy to get this separation, to get this gap on the peloton, like not rotating that hard or that long of a pull, it just means we're doomed. So it's rough because we're both kind of doomed at this point. The breakaway's a failure if we're not both committed to it. And sure enough, that's eventually what happens. We get brought back. But we don't get caught by the entire peloton, which is kind of interesting. So I check back right there, and immediately I'm on the gas. And here's the reason why. Like, I'm already pretty pot committed to this breakaway. And when Jerome gets across, I know Jerome's tired. He's got to be because he just bridged across to us. He's got a rider until I think it's Timmy. So this serves a couple of purposes. I wanted just stay committed to a breakaway. If I fall back, there's going to be all these people who weren't rotating turns, who are fresh back in the peloton, and I don't want to go up against them. So I just want to continue pouring on the gas here and making sure that we hold our separation. And I want to drop a couple riders. The guy in the red, I wanted to test his claim that he wasn't able to continue rotating, see if I could drop him. And it looks like for the time being I have. And now we have this group of 3. So it's like we've kind of reshuffled, but I just don't know how many more of these I have. Like, you can tell my face here. Like, I'm feeling it. I'm hurting. I'm sweating. And I'm just going to see if like the 3 of us here can roll a turn. As long as I've separated these Thirsty Bear boys, then this is a win. But unfortunately, we are caught by Thirsty Bear's Blaine here, which is rough because he was actually brought across by another rider. So he's fresh, and it's like we're back to those dang Thirsty Bear antics, the old 1-2 punch, and there he goes. It's like, how many more of these do I have left? The power numbers were good in this race, guys. I think I did something like 340 normalized or something like that. But you can tell I'm feeling it now. I was gritting my teeth there. But this is just a really good dynamic, a really good strategy, really good tactic by Thirsty Bear. More praise for them. I mean, this monster attack in the tailwind cannot let Blaine get away at this point. I mean, he's got the horsepower to stay away this whole race, and he's got a teammate behind who is going to immediately stop doing work as long as his teammate's off the front. So I just have to shut that down. But this is the small selection here, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of us with a decent gap off the front, but we're not playing nice. We're not being friendly, and we're not just rotating. We have a healthy gap. There is no cohesion in this group, so I'm just like catching my breath when I can and just seeing if I can, stay together for 200 meters to go, because as a sprinter, that's my goal. But Blaine's not going to make it easy on me, and he shouldn't. I mean, this is just good teamwork, and they're just going to continue this trend. And just continue to force me to chase stuff. And yeah, I'm kind of just running on empty here, guys. The breakaway took a lot out of me, and then just this constant barrage of 1-2 punches from the Thirsty Bear guys. There's no amount of arrow I can get here to save my legs. Blaine's making my life really difficult. And guess who's in my wheel? That's his teammate Jerome, resting, recovering, back there a couple of wheels behind me. Yeah, I mean, this is not looking good because we still have quite a bit of meat on the bone. We're a lap and a half to go. And I just, if this were last lap, maybe, because, we only would have, 3-4 more minutes left in this race. But I can't just continue, marking these attacks. Now I'm stuck on the front. It is not looking good for me. I did not play this well. There's another one from Jerome. And I'm just looking around. I'm like, no, you guys do it. I got nothing left. And I'm hoping that Max is going to chase. I'm hoping that Timmy here in the orange top is going to chase, because I know one thing is for sure, and that is Blaine behind me is not going to chase. Should be clear by now that the Thirsty Bear guys are just beating up on us. So, Max kind of elbow flicks here, and we play this game of chicken. And this is why this strategy is so effective. Like, here is this selection. 2 riders off the front. One of them is Thirsty Bear. The other one is Timmy, Powerful Sprinter. And I just have to watch it go. Like, maybe I could have brought it back, but then Blaine just counters again, right? And then maybe I can bring that one back, and then Jerome just counters again. So it's like we're just in this cycle, and that's why I did not play this well. I just got super outplayed by the Thirsty Bear guys. And we got to watch that one go and hope that these riders who have come back across, we got some reinforcements now. We have red jersey, couple more riders, and I'm hoping that we're just going to get a little bit of help coming into 1 lap to go. And that brings us into 1 lap to go. Got a pull here from San Jose, and we have to stay on the gas. Well, almost 1 lap to go. We're about to come through 1 lap to go. And we got our work cut out for us. It's not looking good because we have Timmy and Jerome still off the front, 2 riders. We have a tired group of like 4 or 5, including Jerome's Thirsty Bear teammate, Blaine, who is right behind me here. He is not going to do a single pull. He laughs when I do the elbow flick. But Max is going to go across. I'm going to try to shuffle back and just I'm like, keep following. Oh, no, man in red again. So this is like not looking good. And this is why late race breakaways work, because there's no cohesion in this small group. Everyone's thinking about the finish. Nobody wants to take pulls, but it's going to take several riders committed to a chase effort, like a smoothly rotating paceline chase effort, in order to bring back that group of 2. Instead, we have San Jose off the front with a small gap taking a hard pull. We have Max sprinting across with Dennis and Chase, and now I'm doing a hard effort out in the wind to close that down. So we are just a hot mess right now. We are not chasing effectively. Chasing effectively would be like all on the same team. Like, it's kind of coming together right here. You can see Max gave a short but hard pull. Dennis is kind of doing the same, but we just need smooth rotating riders. And I think, am I going to do another pull here? I mean, they're like out of sight up the road. So it's not looking pretty, you guys, but I'm still determined to try to catch them. Here's the thing. Never give up, right? Because those 2 riders off the front, what ends up happening is, first of all, they're tired. They've been up there for a long time. And second of all, they're both sprinters, Jerome and Timmy. They will start playing games. And once that starts, that game of chicken, like one rider stops doing an effort, the other rider stops taking pulls, and then they're just looking at each other. Next thing you know, they're going, 15 miles an hour. I am like, I'm like desperately waving my arm through, like, come on, guys, just follow. Because I finished my pull into the headwind, which was rough, and then Max just comes right over the top. Nobody follows him. So this is the exact opposite of what you want. And these guys are not showing any interest in rotating. And, like, fair enough. They shouldn't show any interest in rotating with me. I'm a sprinter after all, and they have no obligation. It's a race. It's a competition. But you have to be aware that there are risks when, there's a group off the front and you're just trying to sit in a small group. I'm going to demonstrate one of those risks right now. Like, instead of chasing now, I'm just going to try to get a run at them. That's what that's called. Is I left a little sprinter's gap open, and then I just came past them with as much speed as I possibly could. But I'll be honest with you guys, there's not much left, not much gas left in my gas tank. And even though that was a really hard effort into the headwind, it didn't do much to shake Blaine, who's had the luxury of a teammate in the breakaway, and he is benefiting from this draft right now. Anyway, looking up the road, it's like I haven't even caught Max yet, let alone the 2 riders in front of Max. So this is one last ditch effort, and right here I'm like, yep, I'm going to cut my losses. That's about it. The race is over. The workout was complete. Definitely got a workout today, but I got my teeth kicked in by the Thirsty Bear duo. And I wish I could congratulate them on their win, but Timmy pulled a fast one on him, and he beat Jerome in the sprint. So well played, Timmy. Don't forget to check out First Endurance down in the description. Thanks for watching, guys. Catch you in the next one.